across all medtech platforms, Chuck is the guardian of quality and compliance, driving unparalleled experience for patients, consumers, and customers in an ever-connected world. With over 33 years of experience, Chuck's journey is nothing short of legendary. From his early days in GE Transportation to his rise through the ranks at J&J, he has held pivotal roles, including Vice President Enterprise Quality and Vice President of Quality and Compliance for J&J Vision. His expertise spans manufacturing, R&D, and quality assurance, making him a true master of his craft. Armed with a degree in mechanical engineering and the prestigious title of Six Sigma Master Black Belt, Chuck's dedication to excellence is unwavering. Now, residing in Jacksonville, Florida, he balances his high-stakes career with cherished moments spent with his 2 children and 6 grandchildren. Please join Chuck Medovich on a journey of innovation, leadership, and an unwavering commitment to quality in this inspiring hell of a man who ensures nothing but the best for the world.
Thank you, Brett. That was flattering, extremely flattering and humbling. Look, I'm thrilled to be here with you guys today. It's my honor, actually, to be with all you guys focusing on math, technology, and engineering. And as I was reflecting on what I wanted to present to you, I was thinking about my career, about 35 years. And as I thought through it, my whole career has been powered by math in some way. Different kinds of math, some math hard, some math not so hard. But all along the way, as I walk you through this, you'll see that math was a big part of my career every day. Okay? I've got some questions for you, so start thinking. Not too hard, but questions. Okay? Next slide, please. So let me start about me. Been married for 31 years. All right, do the probability on that. I'm pretty proud of that. I have 6 grandkids, 2 children, 6 grandkids. And Petunia, and no, I didn't name her, but she really runs the house, and she's really one of my best friends. You see the Jeeps up there. What I do when I'm not working or with my grandkids is I like to work on Jeeps. I've had 9 Jeeps. They've all been red. I'm a little weird that way, but I like red. And I like working on engines, and you'll find out why here in a minute. The other thing I like to do, mechanical engineer, I'm very hands-on, so you see that tree there. I like to do metal fabrication, welding, things like that, mostly for my family. And to keep myself active, it's a break from work, but it keeps my mind active and it keeps me engaged. Okay? Next slide. Go again. So I started my career with General Electric. Anybody ever heard of General Electric? What's General Electric make? Appliances, light bulbs. Did you know they make locomotives? They make aircraft engines. They make power turbines. So I started my career in GE Transportation, probably the best job ever. Every day I got to go in and work and play with trains. Okay? So go to the next slide. So at the heart of a locomotive is a 6,000 horsepower engine. Okay? The internal combustion engine, we all take it for granted, is probably the biggest revolution, innovation we've had in modern history if you think about it. How did everybody get here today? Cars. Now I know some are electric. Think if we didn't have the internal combustion engine, we'd all still be riding horses. Okay? That engine makes about 6,000 horsepower. The average car makes about 200 horsepower. So what's that math? How many cars equal a locomotive? 30, right? Simple math. Does anybody know how an engine works? Can anybody tell me the 4 strokes of an engine? Up, down, up. That's close. Anybody else?
Spark plug. Valve was closed. Valve was closed again. Valve intake closed.
You're close. So go ahead to the next one. Very good.
He's just reading.
Next slide. 4 strokes. You got your intake stroke. So the piston's coming down, sucking in fuel and air. Okay, that's the first stroke. Second stroke, compression. Piston's going back up, compressing the air-fuel mixture. Next stroke, the power stroke. Spark plug fires off. It's a mini explosion. Forces that piston down, turns your crankshaft, which turns your transmission, which turns your wheels, right? And then the exhaust stroke, that exhaust valve opens, and that's the exhaust you get out the back. That's how a 4-stroke engine works. So when you're driving home today, think of thousands and thousands and thousands of mini explosions happening in that engine that's powering your car. Now, when you think about this, heavy engineering, but there's a little chemistry involved, right? Does anybody know what stoichiometry is?
The mixture of gases to create a chemical reaction or combustion.
Very good. It's the relationship of reactants and a chemical reaction. One of the most important things in having an engine run well is the air-fuel mixture, right? Air-fuel spark. Anybody want to take a guess at what the optimal stoichiometric air-fuel spark ratio is for an engine? Wow. Very good. That's excellent. 14.7 to 1. Okay. So that was GE. I was there 13 years. GE was heavy mechanical engineering, heavy on math, a little bit of chemistry sprinkled in. Where I went next, I made a major pivot. I went from next slide. I went from heavy locomotives, keep going. Heavy locomotives, 6,000 horsepower, to this little piece of saran wrap that corrects your vision. Contact lenses. Started in manufacturing for a couple years, and very quickly went into R&D. Now, next slide. This is a problem for you. So you think of contact lenses. Anybody wear contact lenses? Right? You put it on every day, you think it's pretty simple. There is a ton of polymer science, mechanical engineering, optical engineering in a contact lens that you're wearing right now. Okay? Part of the math that we do is focal length. Who knows what focal length is? Anybody?
Focal length is the distance between your lens, the lens and the sensor, or like your eyes.
Yeah, excellent. Very good. Great answer. That's exactly what it is. So who can help me with this problem up there? So we got a patient that's nearsighted, okay, which means they can't see far. They want to be able to see far. They want to drive. They want to play sports. Based on that equation, what would the focal length be that they need for correction? And we don't prescribe contact lenses in focal length. We prescribe them in diopters, which is 1 over focal length. Anybody want to take a shot at that math? You got it already? You got it?
1.8.
That is wrong. Well, we got a whole bunch over here. Wrong. Nope.
We have someone over here. Negative 3.38.
3.3, very close. I'll probably accept that answer unless anybody else has a different answer. Now, is focal length or diopter? Who said 0.38?
Focal length of diopter.
Where are we?
Diopter, he says.
No, you got the focal length.
One over 0.3 diopters.
No, if you do 1 over 0.35, let's go to the answer. So the focal length would be a negative 0.35 and a diopter of 2.86, which is a measure of optical power. So when you go to the eye doctor, they don't give you a prescription if you wear glasses in focal length, they give you a prescription in power. So we would prescribe a 275 contact lens so that person can see clearly at 6 feet. Okay, so that's focal length. That's R&D, that's optics. Just another example of the kind of math we would use in R&D. Next slide. Then I made another big pivot. Keep going. And I ended up going into quality. And as Haresh said, my current job is Chief Medical Officer for Quality, but for all of MedTech. But before that, I was Chief Quality Officer for J&J Vision. In quality, a different kind of math, right? So locomotives, heavy engineering, R&D, much more optical science and physics. In quality, we do a lot of problem solving. A lot of problem solving. We get issues brought to us all the time on quality issues, and we have to solve them. So, see that question up there? There is definitely a correlation between ice cream sales and sunburn. Okay? Does that mean if you buy ice cream, you're going to get sunburn? Why is that? So why do you think there's a correlation?
Because people buy the ice cream when it's like hot outside.
It's summer, right? Go to the next slide now. It's summertime. So statistics is very, very powerful, but causation isn't, or correlation isn't always causation. So I don't know if you guys have gotten into statistics yet. It's an extremely powerful method of problem solving. We use a lot of different, go to the next slide. We use a lot of different statistical techniques to try to tell the differences in populations, to do experiments, okay? Next slide. Finally, next slide. Keep going. What I do now is a lot of business math. So I'm not really doing technical math. So I went pretty technical, then I went into really more scientific math, then more into statistics. What I do now is what I would call a lot more business type math. So where you're in a big business and you have to make investments, you have to decide if those investments are worth making. One of the key tools we use for that is called net present value. Anybody ever heard of that? Net present value. So it's a way of determining what you spend on an investment minus what you're going to get back over a period of time. So with this problem up here, can anybody tell me, go to the next slide, based on that net present value equation, if I should make this investment? I have to invest $100,000. I'm going to get 40,000, 50,000, and 50,000 back over 3 years. Okay? And it's discounted over time. That's the discount rate, which is really the cost of money for a corporation. So I need help with this one. Is this a good investment or is it not a good investment? If the NPV is positive, it's a good investment.
We got a person.
What do you think? Yeah, sure.
Oh, wait, Chuck, he has one over here.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Yes.
What's the net present value? Did you do the math? Or are you just guessing?
It's a 50-50 shot. It is a 50-50. You didn't throw a chance.
Is it 14,000?
That is very close, Costco. I forget the exact number. 15,252. We'll accept that answer. Close enough. Very good. So go to the next slide, please. So that's my story, and go ahead and click through it. As I said earlier, my whole career has really been powered by math. I'm so happy that you guys are here learning about math, because math isn't just a test. It isn't just doing trig or geometry. It'll impact every part of your career moving forward in some way. And there's all kinds of different kinds of math. So with that, I say thank you. Good luck the rest of the day, and thank you for having me.
If you have any questions for Chuck, you can raise your hand.
Does anyone have any questions to ask? Oh, I see some questions back here. Someone's pointing. His hand was up first. Legitimate questions, please.
How long did the journey take?
35 years. I started at GE when I was 20.
Hold on, there you go.
Oh, 6 Sigma.
Why do you like red Jeeps more than like other cars?
I got my first Jeep when I was 17. It was red, and I've had one ever since. They're easy to work on, they're fun, you can top them, to the beach. I just love them.
Are you happy with what your job is now?
I don't know who's, I love my job. Right? So, I didn't talk too much about J&J. What's everybody know about J&J? Band-Aids and baby powder. I knew you guys were going to say that. You know what? We don't sell those anymore. Yeah, we don't sell them anymore. We divested that part of the company. Has anybody here had stitches? We make 80% of the world's sutures. So probably your stitches we probably made. Anybody here got contact lenses? I know a couple people do. We have 80% of the market share on contact lenses. Anybody here had a parent or a grandparent that has had a knee replaced, a shoulder replaced, a hip replaced? I bet they're J&J products. We make a heart pump the diameter of a pencil, that if you're having a heart attack, we can put through your vein a pump in your heart to save your life. So to answer your question, whoever asked that, I love this job because my job is making sure we have the best quality for our patients around the world, because we're saving lives.
Chuck, I have a question over here.
How old is Petunia?
4.
I got a question here.
Do you still have any of your original Jeeps?
No. Though I have one that's the little one there, that's a 2000, and the other one is a 2011. I just changed the engine in it, put a big Hemi in it, 500 horsepower. My dog, 4. So Six Sigma Black Belt is it's it's a certification around problem solving, and it's heavy in statistics. So you can be a green belt, a black belt, or a master black belt. It's based on a very methodical problem-solving method, heavy in statistics, so you end up kind of having to almost be an expert in statistics to get that certification. Got a lot of questions.
What's the diopter?
What is a diopter? It's 1 over focal length. It's the way it's an optical measurement of the power of the lens. What we call the power of the lens.
We have a question over here, Chuck. Sorry, I know we keep switching you.
What breed is Petunia?
Boston Terrier. Petunia's awesome.
Did you always know this was what you wanted to do for a job?
No, who's asking? No, absolutely not. I was actually, to my mother's demise, I was actually enrolled in the police academy. I thought I wanted to be a cop. And then I heard about this opportunity at GE, and I took that opportunity, and it just kind of grew from there. Did I ever really think I'd be in quality? No, I didn't. But as you get into your careers, one of the things that's made me successful was having these different jobs, right? Understanding manufacturing and engineering, being in R&D, then going into quality, it makes you much more rounded.
Chuck, I got a question here.
What type of math was the MVP that you were doing?
Oh, I'm sorry?
What type of math was the MVP?
Net present value? What type of math? I mean, I would call
Back over on this side. we have a question over here.
What high school and college did you go to, and how do you think that affected this?
So, I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I went to 3 different colleges. I started out at Westchester University in Pennsylvania, going for criminal justice, actually. Thought I wanted to be a cop or go be in the FBI. I ended up